Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the show. If y'all know me, y'all know that I do not like taxes. Donald Trump stops his speech to play this video showing Kamala Harris's crazy tax proposals. You've got to check it out. Take a look at this.
The tax queen, because that's what she was called. She loves taxes. This is the only person I've ever seen. She campaigns on we will raise your taxes. All my life I've watched politics and everybody says, we will cut your taxes, cut you. She says she's going to raise your taxes. The tax queen is also demanding a shocking 33% tax hike on all domestic production, along with the largest capital gains tax on unrealized gains. Unrealized. In the history of our country, it's really a confiscation of your property. It will crash the stock market and decimate your 401ks, but we'll have a 1929 type depression. This woman is crazy. Take a look at this.
Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax bill, calling for a full review of President Trump's tax cuts. If Kamala Harris was elected president, there are many different tax policies which could cripple the economy. But the first thing she wants to do is allow these Trump tax cuts to expire.
Even the New York Times admits that 85% of the middle class got a tax cut.
Americans will face a hike. The Tax Foundation finding that a couple with two kids making $165,000 a year would have to pay over $2,400 more in taxes.
And on day one, I will repeal that tax bill. Joe Biden and I are about to work to get rid of that tax cut. Joe and I are about to get rid of that tax bill. Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax cut.
Everything from a 70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic. We've got to increase the corporate tax rate. Part of that is going to be about repealing that tax bill that they just passed. And also looking at estate taxes are going to have to go up. We will tax capital gains, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes.
Taxing unrealized gains just doesn't seem fair in any sense of the word.
When the value of your home goes up, you pay higher taxes even if you don't sell your home.
Your value of your home never moves the way the stock moves to say, we're going to tax what you don't have. That's a sore point, and it's a big deal. Is that something you think she firmly believes in?
I think it's part of the proposals of the campaign.
Under my plan, there will also be a carbon fee. There has to be some connection between the fee and bad behaviors, and there has to be, and that we have to monitor whether it's going to be passed on to consumers. But I'm going to tell you that should never be the reason not to actually put a fee, and in particular, a carbon fee.
Guys, is that not absolutely insane to you? My mind cannot comprehend why we would vote for someone who is actively saying we should raise taxes here in the United States. It doesn't make sense to me. If it makes sense to you, leave a comment. Let me know, because it doesn't make sense to me, guys. Like the video if you enjoyed the video. Hey, or if you're enjoying the video, because I got a lot more clips for you guys. This next clip, Donald Trump is talking about Jimmy Carter. He says that he thinks Jimmy Carter voted for him. I think he's been a little bit funny, but you decide for yourself when you check out this clip. Yeah, weird stuff. Anyway, taxes, guys, taxes. Why? I don't understand it. All right, check out this clip.
And we have so much, so he's putting them back to health. Such a great move to do. They were ready to give up. We could have let the people go back into Venezuela. This guy, I tell you, the worst. Jimmy Carter is the happiest man because his administration is brilliant compared to these two losers. Jimmy Carter is a happy man. You saw him the other day voting. I think he voted for me. But only if they make...
All right, so what do you think, guys? Was Donald Trump being funny there? Or does he really think Jimmy Carter voted for him? I don't know. I don't know what he was saying there, but an interesting moment, interesting comment from the man himself. Guys, RFK Jr., he calls out to a mother in the audience who was prosecuted by Kamala Harris under truancy policy. You've got to check out this clip because it's absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. Look at this.
$1 billion to Kamala Harris. Oh, I want to point out somebody who's in the audience tonight. She's a woman named Sherry Peebles. And Sherry, are you here? Will you stand up if I can point you out? Okay, so Sherry Peebles is an African-American woman who has a daughter, Shayna, a straight-A student. She missed 60 days of school because she was in a hospital because she had sickle cell anemia. And her mom, Sherry, filled out all the forms, the federal and the state forms, explaining why she was missing her school. She did her schoolwork every day. She got straight A's, as I said. But Kamala Harris was the Attorney General of California. And Kamala Harris learned that the state was losing $1.3 billion a year because of truancy. And she said, I want that money. So I'm going to start putting parents in jail whose children skip too much school. Oh, she arrested Sherry Peebles in her home. The police came in and handcuffed her. And when she said, why am I being handcuffed? The police said to her, talk to Kamala Harris. They didn't want to be doing it either. She lost her job. She lost her home. And she still raised an extraordinary child. Don't you want a president of the United States who's going to end chronic disease rather than putting parents in jail? Don't you want an America president who's going to make our country healthy again?
Guys, isn't that just so sad? And you see it happen so many times from the left side of the political spectrum, where we are putting people in prison that shouldn't be in prison, while we're leaving people alone that should be in prison. We're giving money to people who shouldn't get our money, and we're not giving money to our own American tax-paying citizens in the time of their greatest needs. And it's just such a corrupt system. It makes absolute no sense, guys. You have to have a capitalistic, faith-based government. So what I said, you have to have a faith-based government, because this new type of government that's being pushed in by the radical left, it doesn't work. Absolutely insane. JD Vance directly responds to John Kelly calling Trump a fascist. Y'all may have heard about this, right? John Kelly called Donald Trump a fascist. I want y'all to check out this clip of JD Vance as he's responding to this event.
Senator, good evening. My name is Dave Kinchin. I'm a reporter with Fox 2 in Detroit, sir. As you know, these polls are very tight, especially right here in Michigan within the margin of error. My question, sir, I wanted to get your reaction to President Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, who told the New York Times that Trump would rule like a dictator and meets the definition of a fascist. Just want to get your reaction, sir.
Yeah, look, you could just record the boos of the crowd, and that's my response to that question. Look, Here's the thing about what John Kelly said. John Kelly was fired by Donald Trump, and he's pissed off about it, and he won't stop talking about it. Now, look, here's the thing. Every time that John Kelly says something happened, you've got 3 or 4 people who were allegedly in the room when it happened saying he's making it up. Even Mike Pence's chief of staff said that John Kelly is making up a bunch of crap about Donald J. Trump. So who do we believe? Do we believe multiple eyewitnesses, or do we believe a disgruntled ex-employee? I believe the multiple eyewitnesses. I think everything that John Kelly said is not true. But I also think, I mean, look, you guys are reporters, and I think a lot of the folks here know how this works. John Kelly didn't come out of his own volition. I guarantee he talked to somebody on Kamala Harris's campaign beforehand. And we got to ask ourselves, why are the media, and most importantly, why is Kamala Harris talking about a disgruntled former employee instead of the fact that under her leadership, grocery prices are up 25% in the state of Michigan? Instead of talking about something that happened 5 years ago, why doesn't Kamala Harris talk about what happened 2 years ago when she cast the deciding vote on trillions of dollars in new spending and made housing, energy, and groceries unaffordable for the people of Michigan? And I not as a vice presidential contender or as a political candidate in this race, I speak as an American citizen, and I am offended for my fellow American citizens when a person is running for president of the United States, not on what she's going to do for the American people, but on a bunch of petty grievances from years ago. Talk about the future, Kamala Harris. Talk about what you want to do, and shut the hell up about what happened 4 years ago.
But see, guys, here's the thing. Kamala Harris doesn't really know what she's going to do because she's not a strong leader. And that's where everyone is getting it wrong with Donald Trump. Everyone's thinking that Donald Trump is, not everyone, but obviously some crazy people from the left are saying that Donald Trump is a fascist. Well, he's not a fascist. He's a strong leader. There's a difference between someone who will stand up for America and someone who will take a dictator-like rule over a country. See, to be a fascist, you have to have a dictator. Right? They go together. Fascism, dictatorship, they work together. People are saying that Trump is fascist because they think he's like a dictator. But he's just a strong leader, something we haven't seen here in America for 20, 30 years. More, 40 years. And because we haven't seen a strong leader here in America that's willing to face down our enemies, that's willing to fight to have a fair deal here in America, to put his, like, to stand before a crowd and call out the things that the entire left has said is morally wrong or morally right. It's not necessarily, guys, a dictator. It's just someone who has a backbone. Trump is not a fascist. He's far from a dictator. But he absolutely is a strong leader. He's a wartime leader, and he's someone that we need in office. There was a Pentagon official that was pressed on Ukrainian intel claiming the North Korean troops had entered Kursk Oblast. Y'all check out this clip. Let me know what you think.
Hi, yes, I have a leaks question and 2 follow-ups on Jenny's questions about North Korea. Are you aware that, do you have information suggesting that there has been a new leak of documents, or do you know if there's the possibility that there may be additional documents that are released part of this potential leak?
I'm not aware of any, but it's something that the IC, of course, given this latest alleged leak of classified documents, is going to look into.
Okay. And with regards to North Korea, on the trip, the Secretary, when he confirmed the presence of the North Koreans, he also talked about the potential implications for the Indo-Pacific.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through what that means? I mean, potentially, if there are casualties, could this, in South Korea, promising assistance now, or at least suggesting that might provide assistance to Ukraine. Is that what he's talking about, of the potential tensions between both of those countries and how it would impact the United States?
No, I think what the secretary was referring to is that, if these soldiers from the DPRK do get involved in active combat operations within Ukraine, that is destabilizing to the Indo-Pacific. And of course, that has an impact to our allies, whether it be in Europe or in the Indo-Pacific, particularly the Republic of Korea. As the secretary characterized it, which I think he did a better job than I would, but, if it is the case that DPRK soldiers enter into combat, they would be co-belligerents with Russia. And that is a very serious issue. It's also serious that, this does highlight Russia's desperation. And so I think because it highlights Russia's desperation, it also highlights the fact that we have been successful in continuing to arm and support Ukraine with what it needs. And it's not just the department. Of course, we, roll out multi-million-dollar packages to Ukraine, but you have other sections of this administration from, energy, state, et cetera, that have also supported Ukraine during this time. And I think it also shows that under the secretary's leadership, the UDCG, which convenes monthly, has been incredibly successful in galvanizing the world. So I'll leave it at that.
And last one on North Korea. Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Service has posted a statement publicly saying that as of yesterday, they have detected the movement of North Korean troops into Kursk. Can you provide a comment or any indication if that is an accurate report?
I don't have anything on that report. All I have is what I was able to, what the secretary mentioned yesterday, and I know the White House also did as well, but I don't have anything more on those reports. It's something that we're going to monitor. And as we, have committed, we'll keep you updated on that.
Wow, guys. So a lot of turmoil in the world today. If you're able to peel away the layers, and of course it's so difficult now to get down to the truth of the matter, but if you could peel away the layers and get to the core, I just know there's a connection, guys, between what's happening in Russia. And in fact, I think Russia might be behind it all. But you've got Russia, Ukraine. You've got the disruption in the Middle East between Iran, Israel, their enemies. You've got what's happening with North Korea. Now, guys, if you want to know what fascism really looks like, look at countries like Iran, Russia. Look at countries like North Korea. These are actually fascist countries. And I think that they are working together. They have to be working together because they share the same values. And it's just really scary to look at the world as it is today. And again, that's why I keep saying we have to have a wartime leader, because the world is on a precipice right now. And so easily we could fall into a third world war. And that's why we need someone with a spine, someone that's strong, someone that will fight for Americans, someone that will fight for us. I mean, we're paying all this money in taxes. And again, I started the video with this. I don't like taxes. Why? Because we're paying all this money to the government, and the government's not getting in there and spending any of the money on us. Guys, that's a broken system. I'm sorry. That's a broken system. I love this country, but it is run by incompetence right now. Tucker Carlson says that this is the single biggest lie that Donald Trump has exposed. Y'all check out this final clip today.
Thank you, Bobby. Our movement is bringing together Americans of all backgrounds who believe in freedom, democracy, and a thing called common sense. Much of it's common sense. Conservative, liberal, it's common sense. Let me also call up two other incredible patriots who want to help save our incredible country. Former Democrat presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard. And, by the way, she just became a Republican. and a great man, a brilliant person, and a true character, Tucker Carlson.
Something? I think Donald Trump's singular contribution to this country and the world is by his presence exposing a lot of things a lot of us believed as fraudulent, as lies. It's changed my life watching it. But the single biggest lie that Donald Trump has exposed is that this is a functional democracy, when in fact, it's a country oppressed by a small group of its unhappiest citizens for their own benefit. And the promise of this campaign is that Donald Trump will return this country to its owners. And that's its population, that's its people, that's its citizens. And I pray fervently that that happens. I mean it. That's why I'm so honored to be here. Thank you.
So there you have it, guys. What a powerful statement from Tucker Carlson. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with that. Guys, leave a like if you haven't liked the video yet. Subscribe for more videos like this. Tucker Carlson nailed it in that we have a dysfunctional government right now. And the only way that we can fix it is if we remove the leadership that's in control right now and replace it with competent leadership that will go in, and they're not career politicians, but they're someone that was elected by the people, that has a history of success in all different areas of life, whether it was showbiz, whether it was business, and now politics, leading a movement. Donald Trump is 100% what we need for this country. We have, I was going to look this up, number of days until the election. Here it is right here. We have exactly 11 days, guys. Isn't that insane? 11 days. So get out there, guys, and vote on election day. Let's get Donald Trump back in office and see what we can do to help course correct our wonderful, beautiful USA. All right. Have a good one, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow with another video. Peace.